This one app saved KSI and Logan Paul's empire. You probably heard of this drink, and if you haven't, you've been living under a rock for the last year and a half. You've probably heard that this drink has been banned in schools all over the country. You've probably heard that this drink has been banned in Canada. You might have even heard that this drink causes heart palpitations and may even cause death. But what is for sure correct is that this drink is successful. I will now tell you the story of how an app changed the destiny of a drink called Prime. Yes, the sports drink and not Amazon Prime has become incredibly popular in a short space of time. It's even challenged the long-standing king of sports drinks, Gatorade. But why? I'll tell you why. It's because people's preferences are changing. They're looking for drinks that not only taste good, but have health benefits. And taste is important for Prime. This is where Prime comes in. Its creators, spoiler alert, it's not KSI or Logan Paul, but it's actually two guys named Trey Stager and Max Clemens. They recognize this trend and they combine the popularity of Logan Paul and KSI with the sports drink industry. Genius, if you ask me. Gatorade was the first of its kind and it became popular amongst all athletes, famous teams, but now Prime, created by just YouTubers, Logan Paul and KSI, is making waves. And what's interesting is that KSI and Logan Paul aren't even professional athletes, yet their sports drink is becoming popular. People that aren't even athletes and young people as well. People are going crazy when Prime first launched. And even now, to be fair though.
What?
They were lining up outside the stores early in the morning, driving long distances, and even paying high prices. Just look how expensive a shop called Wakey Wines was selling it.
Bought the famous bottle for £1,000. She just paid on her card. Thank you very much, love.
Thank you.
This situation was becoming terrible, and some wondered if it was a limited supply, was intentional to create more excitement. But I think not, and here's why. See, in the US, fans were fortunate to have better access to Prime. The drinks could be found in various stores all across the country, including Walmart, Target, Kroger, CVS, GNC's, Ralph's, and the Vitamin Shop. These stores had all the flavors of Prime. See, the supply seems to be meeting the demand here. Remember this statement. Now let's switch gears and talk about the availability of Prime in the United Kingdom. Shocking. The UK launch of Prime was 5 months after the US, on May the 15th, 2022. It was a massive success, selling out 6 flavors in only just 13 minutes on Prime's website. However, the fans who didn't want to purchase spots and didn't get to the front of the queue had to wait for the trauma of going to the supermarket release. This is where the chaos ensued, because in the UK, there was only one supermarket who dared to stock Prime, and this was Asda. I use the word stock very loosely here, because 1 in every 25 Asdas had Prime. And that shop would open at 9 AM in the morning and be sold out by 8:59 AM. Just make it make sense. There was a lot of discussion saying that, there was supply, but KSI and Logan Paul just didn't want to release it because they wanted to increase hype. And here's why this isn't true. America had lower demand, so if they really wanted to increase hype, they would reduce the supply in the USA. But it made no sense to do it in the UK. The UK's biggest supermarket, they issued a statement. Tesco's statement says, once the demand decreases around the summer, we will review it. And there was also a tweet by KSI saying that Tesco didn't want to touch it because of security reasons. This might have been the end for Prime in the UK, because even if it was artificial hype, if people aren't able to buy the drink, a drink that is frankly not that expensive, KSI and Logan Paul aren't going to make money off hype alone. This would make more sense if they were selling an expensive product and there was a limited supply. And this is where the app comes in. It was a developer by the name of Tom Bastable who was cooking up a storm. This was to be an app, and that was the resolution to this chaos. This app was released on July the 3rd, 2022, and it faced issues of being taken down, but with the strong community of the Discord, it was able to stay up. This one app was only function was to get the fans of Prime to actually get in Prime. In an article written by Dextro, Tom's reason behind the app was simple. Tom claimed he created Prime as a direct response to Asda's embarrassingly prehistoric stock system. All he wanted to do was bring the fans of KSI and the fans of Logan Paul to get the drink. Tom said, at first, Asda was listing Prime for sale via their online grocery system. No one would end up getting these orders because their stock system is too slow for Prime's demand. He also later found out that it was done manually. And this was so bad because Tesco had a much better system, but it wasn't being delivered to Tesco. Asda then stopped the social media team from communicating delivery dates, and that was it. I had an idea for the Prime tracker. Things got to the point where I waited a few weeks, hoping someone would make it. After no one did, I didn't really have a choice, as the idea was one of those things that kept screaming out. That's what Tom said. After relying on Asda's inaccurate stock app, Bastable turned to the fans to help reporting stock in their local stores, using a system to verify their location, including photos to get accurate information. And there was a lot of trolls, but they managed to figure out a way to do it. But you're probably wondering how this was able to save Prime. It's simple. Before, Prime was a guessing game and hard to find, which didn't help KSI and Logan Paul in any way. Hype without sale is not good, especially if the product is not expensive. However, the story of this app does not end here, because on January the 3rd, KSI finally realized that this app exists. And what he did in front of his 15 million subscribers was shout it at the Prime Tracker app, which led to 10,000 downloads in one day. Finding Prime in the UK was now an easy task.